Hey everybody, it's Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and we are here at YCS Vegas with the one winner and two top three, I suppose.
Yeah, so first and third, I guess.
Yeah, of the two Speed Duel giant card events this weekend. Just absolutely running the tables. What's your name and what are you playing?
My name is Mike Steinman, and I'm playing kind of an unorthodox, like pure insect thing. Yeah, it's not really a deck, so tried to counter as much as the meta as possible. There's so many decks, you have to ignore some of them, so I tried to ignore the ones I thought wouldn't show up, and kind of worked out, so.
Yeah, clearly. You want to get into the list?
Sure. So first I have a YouTube conjure. We do online Speed Duel tournaments. Just look us up on Facebook or whatever, and check out our YouTube. And then I also want to shout out Marco. We test all the time. He pretty much made this deck. I helped him a little bit, but he believed in the deck a lot more than me, and I had problems with it, but ultimately there was nothing better, I don't think. So this is his deck, and I want to give him credit for that. So.
All right.
So you can get it started off. It's 28 cards. Usually you run 20 or you go 30, but I'll explain that later. So we got 3 Goki Pawns, 3 Danny Pawns, and they basically have the same effect. They just search each other, Maneater Bug, or Parasite Paranoid. This is important. It's a hand trap you can use on any turn, or quick effect. And the skill here is Cocoon of Evolution. And what it does is you contribute an insect type monster with an equip on it. So you tribute it, and then you summon a perfectly ultimate great moth from your deck. So this is an equip spell on their monster. It turns them into insect. So you just put it on their monster, tribute it off, and summon this from your deck. And it's 3,500 attack in a 4,000 life point game. So you kind of get punished for normal summoning, putting anything face up. So that was another idea behind this deck. We just wanted to set cards and try to deck people out. And so yeah, most people play 3 of this, but these search this. And this is only once per game, so I didn't want to be drawing these after I already used it, so it kind of worked out really well. And that was the insect part of it. So then I played a small Gravefever package, which is not normal, but it makes sense with my side deck. So you'll see these just get through each other, and they summon this, which can either blow up all face-down monsters or make everything on their field minus 2,000 attack and defense. So it kind of helps with the stall strategy as well. You can, force them on 0/0 attack defense monsters, and they can't get rid of it, clog their field, and then deck them out. So it'll make a lot more sense with the side deck though, but has some purpose here. And last monster was Mask of Restrict, or Mask of Darkness. I play Jar of Avarice, and together with these you can't deck out. So I played 28 instead of 30 because it really didn't matter, and I wanted to play as little cards as possible to make my deck more consistent. And then I wasn't going to deck out anyway, so got the mask here. Now we play 1 spell card, Insect Neglect.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy. It's even crazy to play it in Speed Duels. No one's ever used it before. And basically it's like a mega Necrogardna. If you just load up your grave with all the bugs that filter through each other, it's like 7 or 8 negates, attack negates. And Speed Duel is a really slow game. The monsters can't really push. So if you resolve this for like 4 or 5 attacks, you're definitely decking them out.
How many games went to time, like specifically because of Insect Neglect?
2 over the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we got to time and they couldn't push through it, so it's pretty crazy. Originally had 2, but we're kind of dead drawing it, so we put it down to 1. So that was the only spell. We played 3 Forceful Checkpoint, 3 Floodgate Trap Hole, 3 Spellbinding Circle. These are the best like stallish trap cards, but they're also just really good cards. Like these kind of act as starter cards when you don't draw like your Goki Pawns, Danny Pawns, Maneater Bug, because they kind of like this 1-for-1's their monster because they can't get any value, they can't XYZ, they can't link, can't do anything like that. So this stops them. So it's kind of like a starter card. This stops an attack, and then you get to rip a card from their hand, which is really cool because you can rip this from their hand, and then you can actually play the game, and they can't clear your field. So that's really good. Other than that, just ripping other monsters, so you can slow the game down. So that's really important as well. And then Floodgate is it's the best stall trap, and everyone knows that. So also really good with this guy because he destroys all set monsters, so you can kind of just wipe their board that way. So those were the important defensive traps. And then for the one-ofs, the Jar, like I said, and played 1 Rite of Spirit to kind of, kind of go with the package of the 1 Oracle and the 3 Recruiters. And it's going to make a lot more sense when I show the side deck. So let me get those back out. So the whole purpose of the side deck is stall is kind of a weird deck to use, or like a deck out strategy, because there's a lot of like anti-stall things people can side in. So a lot of people like scoop game one and then try to beat you by like stopping your looping or stopping your jar of avarice and stuff like that. So I wanted to transition side into something aggressive, catch them on those cards. So when I transitioned sided, I kept all these in, and I put in 2 more oracles, 2 Gravekeeper Shaman, Gravekeeper Cell, and last card's Blast Out by Tribute. I'll go over that afterwards. But basically, after siding, they're expecting me to try to go for deck out again, and I can just be super aggressive with this. This combined with the Jar of Avarice, I mean, it's kind of unlimited. Just summon. If they try to Mask of the Curse me, I can just tribute over, blow up any Blast Spheres, so they can't really do anything, and they're going to be sitting on dead, like sort of deep-seated, stuff like that. That's doing nothing. So in order to transition side, we only have 6 cards to side deck in, so I had to main like these, and they were kind of awkward, but most of the time wasn't too bad. So that was the plan. And then last card is Blast Out by Tribute. Just because the Gravekeeper matchup is a little shaky, you have you're kind of just floating on face down monsters, so they can summon their own Oracle and blow them all up. Man-Eater Bug's not good against their recruiters and stuff like that, so I just wanted something extra. And a little pro is it deals 1,000 damage, so I mean if we spend all that time in game 1 and then they try to go aggressive into me game 2, I could just seal the deal right there. So I think that's it. I had an extra deck, but it's just
all important. Waking the dragon targets, I suppose.
Yeah, just so they know I'm not playing it or playing it or whatever.
Nice to play this.
Yes.
And here's the spoils. Well, congratulations on an absolutely amazing weekend. 2 top finishes, following a whole host of top finishes over the last several events. Any final thoughts?
No, just shout outs to Marco again, shout outs to Konjik, and thank you for having me on the channel.
Sure.